In today's uncertain world, the possibility of a major global conflict, whether political, economic, or even military, is no longer something we can completely ignore. And when tensions rise across continents, one question quietly lingers in the back of many minds. Where could someone actually be safe if war breaks out? In this video, we'll take a closer look at 5 countries that are widely considered among the safest in the world if a global war were to erupt. Let's begin with one of the most peaceful places on Earth. 1. Iceland. Iceland is often seen as the ultimate refuge during global unrest, and with good reason. Situated in the middle of the North Atlantic, this island nation is remote, isolated, and strategically insignificant to most military powers. That might sound like a disadvantage, but in times of war, it's one of Iceland's biggest strengths. The country has no standing army. In fact, its military presence is practically non-existent. While it is a member of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, it has no history of military aggression, and its role is strictly non-combative. Iceland also has no shared borders and no history of territorial disputes with its neighbors. During World War II, it was occupied by Allied forces, not as a battlefield, but as a strategic waypoint. And even then, the country remained mostly untouched by the violence that swept across Europe. But Iceland's security goes beyond geography. It consistently ranks as the most peaceful country on the Global Peace Index, year after year. It also has one of the lowest crime rates in the world and a highly educated, resilient population. Iceland's reliance on renewable energy, particularly geothermal and hydropower, makes it one of the most self-sufficient nations when it comes to energy security. In a time when fuel supply chains might be disrupted, that matters. Food-wise, while it does import a fair amount, it also has strong fishing industries and a growing emphasis on local agriculture. If you're looking for a country that stays calm while the world burns, Iceland is hard to beat. 2. New Zealand. When people think of safe havens, New Zealand often tops the list. This island nation, located far from any major global powers in the South Pacific, is geographically one of the most isolated developed countries on Earth. That isolation gives it a strategic advantage. It's simply not on anyone's target list. New Zealand has a long-standing policy of military restraint and neutrality. While it has allies and participates in peacekeeping missions, it's not actively involved in any major military alliances or conflicts. Its foreign policy emphasizes diplomacy and regional stability, and it generally avoids becoming entangled in global rivalries. But geography and diplomacy are only part of the equation. New Zealand is also known for its political stability, low corruption levels, and strong social cohesion. Its government ranks high on global transparency indexes, and the population is highly engaged in civic life. That matters during crises, when trust in leadership can mean the difference between chaos and order. Economically, New Zealand is largely self-sufficient in food. It has a strong agricultural base, exports meat, dairy, fruits, and wine, and has a relatively small population, making it easier to manage resources during supply disruptions. It also has ample fresh water, clean air, and access to renewable energy sources like hydro and wind. In recent years, New Zealand has become a destination for those looking to escape geopolitical uncertainty. Even some tech billionaires have bought property there, citing its remoteness and resilience. In the event of a major conflict, being at the end of the Earth might just be the best place to be. 3. Bhutan. Bhutan is not often mentioned in mainstream discussions about global safety, but that's part of what makes it so interesting. Tucked between India and China, this small Himalayan kingdom has managed to remain deeply peaceful, even while surrounded by some of the world's most complex geopolitical regions. Bhutan follows a unique development philosophy centered around gross national happiness instead of GDP. This reflects its deep cultural commitment to peace, balance, and well-being, not just for its citizens, but for the natural environment as well. Its foreign policy is guided by non-alignment and non-interference. It avoids military alliances and keeps a low profile on the world stage. Militarily, Bhutan has a very small army and does not seek expansion or influence. It has no history of military aggression and has largely stayed clear of regional conflicts. In the event of a global war, Bhutan's quiet, non-threatening position would likely protect it from becoming a target. Geographically, it's surrounded by natural barriers, rugged mountain ranges that are difficult to cross. This not only protects it from potential invasions, but also insulates it from external instability. Its isolation has helped preserve its culture, values, and internal security. Bhutan also places a strong emphasis on sustainability and food independence. While it's not fully self-sufficient, it has invested in local agriculture and maintains policies aimed at protecting the environment and preserving traditional lifestyles. In a world driven by chaos, Bhutan is a country that has chosen peace, simplicity, and sustainability, and that choice could serve it well in times of crisis. 4. Switzerland. Switzerland is a classic example of a country that has built its identity around neutrality and preparedness. For over 200 years, it has remained neutral in global conflicts, including both world wars, while surrounded by major European powers. The country is famous for its well-trained civilian defense force, with mandatory military service and a network of underground bunkers, stockpiles, and emergency systems. This civil defense infrastructure is one of the most comprehensive in the world. In case of major conflict or disaster, Switzerland is prepared to shelter and support its population. Switzerland is not part of NATO or the European Union, which gives it greater independence in foreign policy decisions. It maintains diplomatic relations with nearly every country, often acting as a mediator in international disputes. Its geography also works in its favor. The Alps form a natural barrier, making invasion extremely difficult. At the same time, Switzerland's decentralized political system ensures stability. Economically, it is one of the world's strongest and most resilient countries. The Swiss franc is seen as a safe haven currency, and the country's banking system is known for discretion and reliability. It also has a high degree of food security, strong healthcare, and one of the highest standards of living globally. Switzerland is proof that you don't need to be isolated to be safe. You just need to be smart, neutral, and very well prepared. 5. Singapore. Singapore might be small in size, but when it comes to safety, it punches far above its weight. Located at the crossroads of Southeast Asia, Singapore has managed to stay neutral, prosperous, and secure, despite being in a region that's seen its share of tensions. What sets Singapore apart is its extraordinary level of internal security and planning. The government takes national safety seriously, with strict laws, high surveillance, and world-class emergency preparedness systems. It has one of the lowest crime rates in the world, and its infrastructure is designed with crisis management in mind. Although Singapore has a well-equipped military, it takes a balanced and non-provocative approach to international relations. It maintains diplomatic ties with major global powers while avoiding alliances that would draw it into a conflict. Its foreign policy is built on pragmatism and regional stability. Singapore is also highly self-sufficient for its size. It has invested heavily in food security, including vertical farming, food stockpiles, and trade diversification. It also leads in water security through desalination and water recycling programs. In a crisis, Singapore's real strength lies in its governance and public trust. Its people are well-informed, its systems are transparent, and its leadership is known for being forward-thinking and decisive. In the middle of global chaos, a small but smart and disciplined country like Singapore might just be one of the safest places to be. Each of these countries, Iceland, New Zealand, Bhutan, Switzerland, and Singapore, offers a different path to safety. Some rely on geography, others rely on neutrality, and a few combine strong governance with long-term planning and social cohesion. While no country is completely shielded from global conflict, these 5 stand out for their resilience, independence, and ability to stay out of the world's most dangerous fights. In uncertain times, it's not about running away. It's about knowing where your best chances for peace, order, and safety truly lie. Thanks for watching Fayyaz Travels. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more global insights, destination deep dives, and survival-oriented travel guides. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.